What if I told you that Chinese trail bikes are no longer just the cheap alternatives, but machines that in 2025 are putting the lifelong brands on the ropes? Today, we're going to discover exactly that with a top 5 list of the best Chinese trail bikes for 2025. These are models that have evolved so much, they no longer compete just on price. Now, they compete on technology, equipment, and real-world performance, both on and off the road. Get ready, because we're about to see some bikes that, honestly, you won't believe are Chinese. And before we get started, if you like comparisons, top lists, and want to stay up to date with the very latest in the two-wheeled world, please subscribe to the channel, leave your motorcyclist's like, and activate the bell so you don't miss any of our videos. All right, now then, adjust your boots, adjust your helmet, and let's go. CFMOTO 800 MTX. If you're looking for an adventure bike capable of making the most established rivals tremble and doing it for a price that seems from another planet, then wait, because I have to tell you about the CFMOTO 800 MTX. This isn't simply just another bike. This is a direct declaration of war from CFMOTO to the adventure bike world. It arrives loaded to the brim with equipment that, I'll tell you right now, will leave you speechless. Let's take it step by step, starting with the heart of the beast. Inside, it beats the well-known 799 cubic centimeter parallel twin. That's about 48.7 cubic inches. Yes, the very same one with direct kinship to the KTM 790 Adventure. But watch out, CFMOTO hasn't just copied it, they've refined it. In this version, they've managed to extract 95 horsepower and 87 newton meters of torque, which is about 64 pound-feet. This is torque you really feel in the mid-range of the rev counter, making it ideal for shooting out of a corner or climbing effortlessly through difficult terrain. It's an engine with great low-end push, very full, and thanks to its electronic throttle management, it offers a response that's smooth, very sweet, and tremendously controllable, both on the road and off. And of course, that much energy needs a good structure, so let's talk about the skeleton. The bike uses a chrome molybdenum steel frame, solid but light. The real success story is the fuel tank design. 22.5 liters of gasoline? Yes, that's about 5.9 US gallons. And it's placed in a low position on the sides of the frame? That's right. The result? A surprisingly low center of gravity. Even though its wet weight is around 220 kilograms or about 485 pounds, when you get on and start moving, the feeling is one of almost surprising agility, as if it were quite a bit lighter. To tackle really tough terrain, the 800 MTX comes with very serious suspension, a Yuan fork and shock. They offer 48 millimeters of travel in the front and 230 millimeters in the rear. That's about 1.9 and 9.1 inches respectively, and they're fully adjustable. Add in 240 millimeters or about 9.4 inches of ground clearance, plus the classic wheel combo of a 21-inch front and 18-inch rear, and you have a true explorer ready for anything. For braking, it trusts in Jodowan components with a double 320 millimeter front disc, that's 12.6 inches, supported by a Bosch cornering ABS system. This gives you enormous confidence, even when entering corners a little too fast or riding over delicate surfaces. In the technology department, this bike seems more like it was brought from the future. On the handlebar, you're greeted by a 7-inch vertical TFT screen compatible with Apple CarPlay. It's perfect for having your map and music right where you need them. It also includes cruise control, a bidirectional quick shifter, 3 riding modes, sport, rain, and off-road, and disconnectable traction control for when you want to play in the mud without limits. That said, several testers mentioned that the handlebar buttons, while well-made, protrude a bit and can sometimes be pressed accidentally. When you get on, you immediately notice an upright, comfortable, and very spacious riding position. The single-piece rally-style seat lets you move freely, and the relationship between the seat, foot pegs, and handlebar is very well thought out, whether you're sitting or standing on the trails. Now, with a seat height of 870 millimeters or about 34.3 inches, it's a bike designed for riders of a certain stature. If you're below 175 centimeters or 5'9", it might feel a bit tall. But the brand does offer an optional lower seat that brings it down to 830 millimeters or about 32.7 inches. On the road, the aerodynamic protection from the adjustable windshield is quite good, and the fairing has a modern, robust style. It comes in colors like Zephyr Blue and Nebula Black. Now comes the part that surprises people the most. And here, the 800 MTX lands a direct hit to the competition's chin. While it can vary by market, in Europe, it starts at €9,495. That places it around 20% below its cousin, the KTM 790 Adventure, while offering very similar performance. So, what do those who have already tested it say? Well, almost everyone agrees. It offers brutal value for the price, with an engine full of character and handling that makes it feel lighter than it is. Many consider it one of the most serious and convincing Chinese adventure bikes to date. That's not to say there aren't details that could be improved. The stock CST tires are decent in the dry, but in the wet or mud, they fall short. Almost everyone recommends changing them if you plan to get serious about off-roading. Testers also mention a somewhat heavy clutch, a quick shifter that's less refined than on more premium models, and small details like the tank paint or muffler finish that could better resist scratches and heat. So, who is this bike for? It's for the rider who wants one bike to do everything. The companion that takes you to work during the week, lets you escape for a weekend trip, gives you plenty of range, and when you leave the asphalt is still eager to follow you on dirt, stones, and trails. It's perfect for the adventurer on a tight budget who's not willing to give up technology, power, or fun. It's not the most suitable bike for a total beginner due to its height and weight, but if you already have some experience and want to make the leap to a real trail bike without leaving your bank account trembling, the CFMOTO 800 MTX is without a doubt one of the smartest and most exciting options you can find today. KOVE SRT 700X. If you're looking for an adventure bike that delivers an authentic experience without emptying your wallet, then get ready. The KOVE SRT 700X for 2025 arrives with more than enough to get your attention. Imagine this. You're looking at a trail bike with a determined stance, a high-mounted exhaust that promises excitement, and equipment you'd normally only see on much more expensive machines. Sounds good, right? Well, let's dive right into everything this ambitious Chinese trail bike has to offer. Under the tank beats a 698cc parallel twin engine, which is about 42.6 cubic inches. It's updated to Euro 5 regulations and delivers 73 horsepower and 67 newton-meters of torque, about 49.4 pound-feet. This setup is designed to deliver power earlier, making it ideal for overtaking on the road or getting back up to speed after a tight corner. Now, it's true you won't find traction control or multiple riding modes here, something some riders might miss. But in return, you get a pure, direct mechanical feel that puts you in total command. On the road, it feels solid, with an engine that pushes willingly from the mid-range. If you like a livelier pace, you'll enjoy playing with its 6-speed gearbox to get the most out of it. Fuel consumption is around 5 liters per 100 kilometers, which translates to about 47 miles per gallon in the US. Combined with its 19.5-liter fuel tank, that's about 5.2 US gallons, you get a range of about 350 to 400 kilometers, or 217 to 248 miles. That's perfect for long routes without constant fuel stops. Now, let's talk about the equipment, because here the 700X really shines. As soon as you get on, you can tell KOVE wanted to do things right. The braking is powerful and very controllable thanks to Brembo components, with radial 4-piston calipers up front and a Bosch dual-channel ABS system. The suspension, signed by Marzocchi, consists of an inverted 43mm fork and a rear monoshock that's about 1.7 inches, and both are fully adjustable. This lets you tune the bike for smooth asphalt or those enticing dirt paths. The steel frame strikes a great balance between high-speed stability and surprising agility in the corners, making twisty sections a real delight. A couple of things to keep in mind. With a wet weight of 240 kilograms or 529 pounds and a seat height of 825 millimeters, 32.5 inches, it might feel a bit tall and heavy at first. But once you're moving, the bike feels balanced and that weight almost disappears. That said, in very slow maneuvers or for an inexperienced rider, it's a point worth considering. In the tech department, it's well armed. The command center is a very readable 5-inch color TFT screen with Bluetooth connectivity for calls and notifications. The lighting is full LED for great night visibility, and a detail you'll love in winter. It comes standard with heated grips and a heated seat. These small luxuries make a cold weather journey much more bearable. Its design screams adventure from every angle with its imposing stance, spoke wheels, and Metzler-Turrance mixed tires. However, its real focus is more like 95% road and 5% off-road. It's perfect for easy trails, but not for extremely demanding terrain. The riding position is comfortable, though the handlebar is a bit low and narrow for a bike with off-road aspirations. The wind protection is good thanks to the large fairing, but the windshield isn't adjustable, which taller riders might notice on long trips. In Europe, its price is a major selling point. The 2025 model is priced at €7,499, which is very competitive for what you get. However, there's no official information on price or availability in the United States. It seems its commercialization there isn't active or is very limited. If you're in the US, your best bet is to check with international distributors or import groups. What do owners say? Practically all agree. The value for money is unbeatable. You get luxury equipment like Brembo brakes, Marzocchi suspension, and heated seats and grips, which is rare at this price. On the road, it's balanced, comfortable, and agile, ideal for travel. But they also point out a few downsides. The most mentioned is a slight jerk or harshness when opening the throttle at low revs, especially in the city. The lack of traction control is another common note, and some testers have noticed vibrations and a gear change that can feel a bit slow or imprecise during sporty riding. So who's it aimed at? If you want a bike for traveling long routes, mainly on the road, and you value equipment and price over brand prestige, the SRT 700X is a fantastic candidate. It's also ideal for riders with an A2 license, thanks to its limitable version, who want to enter the trail world affordably. But if your passion is hardcore off-roading or you must have modern electronic aids, you might need to look somewhere else. In the end, the KOVE SRT 700X is a brave, honest, and very well-equipped bike. It offers the essence of travel with first-class components and the promise of great adventure, without the bell being the thing you remember most.
VOGE 625 DSX. This 2025 machine arrives with such a compelling proposition that it's starting to make serious noise in the segment. Let's break it down together in clear and direct language, as if we were in the garage looking it over. Let's start with the heart of the adventure, its engine. We have here a 581cc parallel twin, about 35.5 cubic inches, with a 270-degree crankshaft. What does that mean for you? It means a sound and torque delivery that closely resembles a V-twin, with a punchy response from the mid-range. This engine produces 63 horsepower and 57 newton-meters of torque, or about 42 pound-feet. The result is a bike that's agile in the city and has more than enough power for safe highway overtaking. And fuel consumption? While the spec sheet claims 3.8 liters per 100 kilometers, about 62 US mpg, real-world use usually sees around 4.5 liters per 100 kilometers, or 52 US mpg. With its 17.6-liter tank, 4.6 US gallons, you get a real-world range well over 350 kilometers, or 217 miles per tank. Perfect for traveling without range anxiety. Now, let's move past the engine because the 625 DSX is more than just that. This is where it truly surprises for its price. It uses a steel frame that incorporates the engine as a stressed member, giving fantastic rigidity. But the real stars are the KOVE suspension components. Up front is an inverted 41mm 1.6-inch fork adjustable for preload and rebound. At the rear is a linkage-mounted monoshock, also adjustable. In short, you get very fine control on both asphalt and dirt. For braking, it comes well equipped with dual 298mm front discs, 11.7 inches, by Nissan, backed by a Bosch dual-channel ABS system that you can disconnect at the rear wheel for off-road control. Now for this standout feature, its technological equipment. Here, VOGE has gone all out. Standard equipment includes a 7-inch color TFT screen with Bluetooth connectivity. Why? So you can connect your smartphone and project a turn-by-turn navigation view with arrows directly onto the screen, no extra mounts needed. It also has disconnectable traction control, 2 riding modes, and a tire pressure monitoring system. The lighting is full LED, including fog lights. Some versions even include an HD front-facing camera that works as a dash cam. This is a level of electronics we only saw on much higher-end bikes a few years ago. In design and comfort, it keeps the classic trail spirit. 19-inch front and 17-inch rear spoke wheels, side guards, an engine skid plate, and the characteristic adventure bike beak. The riding position is comfortably upright, perfect for long distances, and the wide handlebar gives excellent control. The seat height is 835 millimeters, or 32.9 inches, making it accessible for many. Still, if you're shorter, it's best to try sitting on one first. The windshield is adjustable, and thoughtful details like USB and 12-volt ports, a rear rack, and a center stand come standard, proving it's built for real use. As for price, this is another strong point. In Europe, the 2025 model has an official price of €6,592. There's no official US price yet, so contacting a local VOGE dealership is the best move. It often comes with a 5-year warranty, which speaks volumes about the brand's confidence. Listening to users and testers, the advantages are clear. It's possibly the bike with the best quality-price equipment ratio on the market. It carries premium brands like KOVE, Nissan, Bosch, and Metzler at an incredible price. It's very versatile and comes in both full power and A2 license limited versions. As for improvements, some note its 206 kilograms, 454 pounds, weight is felt in very slow maneuvers, and some plastic parts could be of higher quality, though this is common for the price. There are isolated mentions of potential oil leaks from gaskets, so checking with your local dealer for any updates is wise. So, who is the VOGE 625 DSX for? It's for the rider who wants a genuine, no-compromise, all-terrain bike without spending a fortune. It's perfect for an A2 license holder looking for a bike they can de-restrict later, for the traveler mixing highway miles with weekend dirt roads, or for the urban rider wanting a comfortable, commanding daily position. In short, it's a trail bike that offers far more than it costs.
KOVE 800X Pro. This Chinese bike has arrived to challenge the big brands with a proposition that is pure common sense, an incredibly light off-road beast with a price that seems from another era. Let's look at the details, because this machine has a lot to say. Imagine this, a 799cc parallel twin engine, 48.7 cubic inches, capable of delivering 95 horsepower and 80 newton-meters of torque, or about 59 pound-feet. The result is acceleration that pins you to the seat and a top speed around 210 kilometers per hour or 130 miles per hour. But the charm isn't just in the numbers. It's an engine with character, lively, sporty, and clearly inspired by KTM. Some riders note the initial throttle response can feel a bit abrupt at low revs, but once you're used to it, that energy becomes a key part of its fun personality. Now hold on, because the most impressive thing about the KOVE 800X Pro is its weight. Ready? It's just 171 kilograms, dry, that's 377 pounds, or 190 kilograms, wet, about 419 pounds. This makes it, without question, the lightest bike in its segment. How did they do it? With lightweight materials like aluminum, a lithium battery, and a no-frills design. This lightness is revolutionary. Moving it in a parking lot, handling tricky terrain, or picking it up off-road becomes surprisingly easy. This philosophy is matched with a double-beam steel chassis that gives neutral, agile handling. In the chassis department, the bike is fully equipped. There's fully adjustable Kayaba suspension with an inverted 48 millimeters or 1.9 inches fork and a monoshock with 240 millimeters or 9.4 inches of travel. Combined with 275 millimeters, 10.8 inches of ground clearance, it can face truly tough terrain. For braking, it uses components from lesser-known brands like Teisco, but performance is more than adequate with twin 310 millimeters, 12.2-inch front discs and an ABS system that can be fully disconnected off-road. Technology follows a mantra of simple and effective. You get 2 riding modes, Sport and Eco, though the difference is subtle. There's traction control with 3 levels and configurable ABS. The dash is a 7-inch vertical TFT screen that's easy to read, even standing up. It doesn't have the highest resolution, but it shows all the essentials and offers optional smartphone connectivity. Lighting is full LED with auto adjustment and practical touches like dual USB ports and a standard aluminum skid plate are included. What's it like to ride? The design is simple, but conveys solidity and purpose. The riding position is comfortable for travel, with a wide handlebar and a slight forward lean. The key point is the seat height. Despite the long travel suspension, KOVE offers an adjustable seat between 865 and 875 millimeters, that's 34.1 to 34.4 inches. Because the bike is narrow at the middle, even riders around 1.65 meters or 5'5" can get the tips of their feet down. The small screen gives adequate protection, though on very long highway runs, you might wish for a bit more. And then there's the price, which is where the 800X Pro shatters expectations. In Spain, the recommended price is €7,899. To put that in perspective, rivals like the Yamaha Tenere 700 start over €11,000. In the United States, the base price is $11,299 before fees. Simply put, it offers one of the most brutal performance-to-price ratios available. Of course, no bike is perfect. Owners report its biggest advantages are its extreme lightness, agility, and lively engine feel. On the downside, some have had our recurring issue with the ignition switch wiring chafing and failing due to its mounting, though dealers are aware and fix it under warranty. The paint is also noted as somewhat delicate, and the paper air filter isn't ideal for very dusty areas. The electronics, while sufficient, are more basic than on European rivals. So, who is the KOVE 800X Pro for? It's for the adventurer who values lightness, agility, and pure fun over technological luxury. It's ideal for covering huge road distances and then diving onto difficult trails without hesitation. Its price makes it perfect for entering the big adventure bike segment affordably, and its lightweight makes it accessible. If you want an unfiltered adventure companion that rewards skill, you need to meet the KOVE 800X Pro in person. VOGE 800 Rally. This is the latest big bet from the Chinese brand, designed for those who believe a true trail bike needs a big heart and a rally spirit. Let's go through all the technical details of this new arrival. Start by imagining a 798cc liquid-cooled parallel twin, 48.7 cubic inches with a 270-degree crankshaft. This gives it a distinctive character and sound. This engine, the KEL 800, delivers 94 horsepower and 81 newton-meters of torque, or 60 pound-feet. The power delivery is strongest in the mid-range, making it flexible and easy to handle on the road or during loaded overtakes. Top speed is around 190 kilometers per hour, or 118 miles per hour, with a 24-liter fuel tank, 6.3 US gallons, and an official consumption of 5.2 liters per 100 kilometers, about 45 US mpg. You can travel over 400 kilometers, or 248 miles between fill-ups. But real adventure happens off the asphalt. The VOGE 800 Rally shows its worth with a chassis of high-strength steel and an aluminum swing arm. The stars are the fully adjustable KOVE suspensions, a 43mm inverted fork, 1.7 inches, with 200mm or 7.9 inches of travel up front, and a monoshock with a 190mm, 7.5 inches at the rear. With 220mm or 8.7 inches of ground clearance, you can tackle rocks and ruts confidently. Braking is by Nissan, with dual front discs and radial 4-piston calipers, plus a 2-channel ABS that can be fully disconnected. It rolls on tubeless spoke wheels, 21-inch front and 18-inch rear, with Pirelli Scorpion Rally STR tires as standard. Technology is also strong. The handlebar features a modern, intuitive 7-inch vertical TFT screen with Bluetooth for calls, music, and navigation. It also has tire pressure monitoring and, in a cool feature, an optional HD front camera that records 1080p video. For electronics, you get traction control and that disconnectable ABS. The riding position is upright, commanding, and natural. The seat height is 850 millimeters, or 33.5 inches, and the wide handlebar is great for both sitting and standing. The fairing is narrow at the knees for better control when standing. For cold weather, it comes standard with heated grips and a heated seat, a hugely appreciated detail.
Its look is aggressive and rally-inspired, with full LED lighting and that large 24-liter tank announcing its long-distance intent. Now, the price is where many get surprised. In Spain, the 2025 VOGE DS800 Rally has an official price of €7,888. In the UK, it's around £6,999. There's no official US price or availability yet, as Chinese brands often prioritize Europe first. Still, it's an aggressive price for the premium kit it carries. As a very new model, there aren't many long-term owner reviews yet. The media highlights its incredible value, praising the KOVE suspension and Nissan brake combo for the price. On road and fast tracks, the chassis is stable, and the fork works brilliantly. Potential downsides? Its 213-kilogram, 470-pound weight isn't the lightest, which can be felt in very slow technical sections. Also, the throttle can feel a bit lively on broken off-road surfaces, easily managed by selecting a softer riding mode and using a gentle wrist. So, who is it for? The VOGE 800 Rally is ideal for the adventurer who wants a capable, modern, and fully equipped bike without a huge financial outlay. It shines on long journeys, mixing secondary roads and trails. It might not be the absolute best choice for a total novice, but a rider with some experience or of average height will find a tremendously capable partner here.
And that's it for our top 5 of 2025 Chinese trail bikes. These are tremendous machines that prove China no longer competes on price. It competes on real performance. And if I had to pick just one, it's crystal clear, the KOVE 800X Pro. Why? Because it's about lightness, agility, and pure fun. In a world of increasingly heavy adventure bikes, the KOVE gives you back the feeling of a lively, direct machine that responds to your instincts. It's 190 kilograms, that's about 419 pounds, 95 horsepower, and super agile handling make it feel like an extension of yourself. It doesn't have the most advanced electronics, but it has what truly matters: effectiveness and genuine adventurous character. And now, it's your turn. Which one would you choose? The technology of CFMOTO, the balance of VOGE, or the brutal lightness of KOVE? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell notification to help our motorcycling family grow. Good rides, everyone.